You tell me. You tell me. Anyways, guys, good evening. Hey, coming back at you. This is live. I'm talking to the camera today, and camera, no matter how much camera hates me or I hate the camera, it's gotta be done. It's like a workout, right? You gotta be done. I can push myself when people want me to go to workout, eat healthy, blah blah blah. But I don't push myself when I want to push myself for my reasons, and I am doing that now. So this will convert, of course, this will convert. I'll leave it as it is, and then the team will take over and stuff. But this will convert into an online course at some point. Yeah, this whole thing will convert into an online course sometime at some point. So you're lucky that you're here now to take the fruits. Uh, Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guidelines. Yeah, okay, cool. So So yeah, like basically this is live abundance. We don't have any viewers, so viewers can come later, which is pretty nice. And I talk about abundance. Abundance. When I refer to abundance, it's not. It's 5D, fifth dimensional realm, spiritual layers, right? We're talking about spirituality here. So in spirituality, what is abundance? Abundance is every good thing in the universe, right? So they say universe motivates you to do this and that. That's spiritual abundance. When the inspiration comes from the universal realm, from the planets, from Earth, from Mars, from Pluto, your inspiration comes from a bigger space, bigger reason, right? So one example could be your mom or your grandfather or grandmother, our ancestors are gone, but there is a inspiration that they left for us. Now it's very famous already, ancestral thing and all that stuff. But when the motivation or source is universal, it's beyond any practical needs of food, sex, and money, and it's beyond even a natural need, beyond the needs of nature, which is prakriti. In India they call it prakriti. So beyond the needs of nature, beyond our biology, beyond our nature, beyond practical means of living, beyond our nature, right? So inspiration that comes from beyond a place which is beyond practical life, which is food, sex, money, 3D, and then beyond nature, which is 4D, nature, like earth, nature basically. And the inspiration comes from even beyond 5 realm, formless, like soul is something that lives in the 5D realms, fifth dimensional realms. That's where the soul lives, and that's where it resides. And from where, when we're receiving signals, like healers, light workers, they channel messages, right? When they channel messages from the formless realms of fifth dimension, that's where we're talking about. So abundance of fifth dimension, formless realm. So you may have heard the concept of spiritual warfare, and people don't understand, these days wars are not just practical and natural. There is not just a war on like a planetary sustainability, uh, cold warming, planet warming, or planet cooling down, earth is cooling down, earth warming. So it's not that. It's not a practical fight, like Israel fighting with Palestine, and India fighting with Pakistan, Australia fighting with New Zealand for resources, practical resources. It's beyond. The motivation is inspiration and communication. It's beyond these practical, which is 3D, earth, practical life, and beyond nature. And then it coming from spirit, soul. So spirit and beyond, when we get signals, when we get inspiration, when we get the higher meaning and higher purpose from those realms, uh, and the communication gets blocked, right? People who wants to really lead a life which has mojo and productivity. That's all we want. We want life which has mojo, and we want healthy productivity. We want to be able to do productivity as much as we want from a easy place, and then we want to have mojo in our lives. That's fulfillment, that's healthy balance, that's left and right together stability. So when you are having mojo outside, work, and when you're productive at work, productive enough, and you are feeling good, functioning well, that's all. That's what all of us want. Sometimes we know that, sometimes we don't know that, but 40 years of my experience, I've only figured out this thing after going through so many trials and tribulations, that all we want is feel good and function well. We want to wake up feeling good. We're going to run through the day feeling good, and we want to have a basically distraction, disruption, no negative experience during the day. But how much that is happening in this world these days? How much that is happening in this world these days, where we wake up happy, whatever, we wake up with desired emotion. So some people want peace in the morning, so you're waking up with peace. Some people want joy in the morning, so you're waking up with joy. And you sustain that kind of good positive state throughout the day, till evening, till you hit the bed, and till you do these lives after work. So how often does that happen? We have problems at work with the bosses that bother us. We might have a friend who is fighting, extra fighting, because they don't know better ways of leading communities and stuff. And then we have kids, as fathers, as mature men, as fathers, we always worried about who's going to look after our kids when we are gone. And I can see that in pictures, you can see that in pictures. Parents are always worried about their kids, right? So why do we do that? It's the thing is, why do we do that? Why can't we just have a simple day where we have basic emotional wellness, and we are getting done what we need to get done? Why is it not happening? You tell me. Anybody has answers? No? Yeah. Why is that happening? Huh? Why? So anyways, so it happens because we don't have the clarity. We don't have the clarity, and we are not able to connect with our universal perspective of mind, which is here, heart, which is here, and gut, which is in the tummy. So there are more centers, more energy centers that connect with our soul, which is formless, right? I always emphasize on this. We are not able to find our own way through life. We don't have the clarity. We don't have the clarity to find our way through life. Our head way, our mind, which is is not able to find its own meaning, reasoning, logic. uh, our heart is not able to find that emotional fullness, heart for life, good heart for life, from within, not from outside, from within. We're not able to find it, because we rely on other things to make our heart feel better. And same with the gut, we're not able to find the root, like motivation, fire in the belly from within, and we expect it always something else to fill it up. So when it's always coming, the motivation is always external, that's when we mostly feel forced, we're like forcing, we're stressing, we're depressed, we're anxious, right? And I am no exception. I have my moments just like all of us, right? We're all in the same boat. ये जो देश है तेरा, स्वदेश है तेरा. I don't know why do I keep looking at the numbers of the viewers. I shouldn't be caring about that. That's for sure. I shouldn't be caring about how many people watching. But anyway, so I don't have to learn more about the community because everything is okay here. So we're not able to connect with that intuition, head intuition, heart intuition, and gut intuition. So basically we're not able to connect with our inner voice, which is the voice of our soul, and that comes through universal spiritual realm. And that's where there are a lot of distractions happening. That's where the distraction can happen. So spiritual warfare is a concept when somebody who looks perfect from your measurements, like from your worldly standards, right? So if in a world you want to have a nice house, 2 kids, uh, beach house, it's all good, right? And you have it. But in the spiritual realm, that person is providing all that stuff to you. I'm taking an example. Okay, I'll take an example of a client, right? This client, 64-year-old guy, self-made millionaire, right? Self-made man. And then he had a wife who was even richer, America, USA, US and A. So this lady who married this guy, who built his life by himself, and she was even richer. She was she was able to have all these things, right, from her family, material abundance, right, material richness. She already had it, and she met this man, right, who who he got married with but the marriage did not work in a long term, it cracked. They had kids and stuff, and then marriage dissolved. It did not work. It did not work. Why did it not work? You tell me, why did it not work? Because there was no spiritual harmony. Spiritual harmony. See, spirit wasn't, like soul connection wasn't there. It was all measurements, practical measurements. So soul connection wasn't there. So soul was always missing that soul connection from the other person. But that's the struggle with most relationships these days. Like and they force relationships. They run through it by force because that's all they know how to do it. But relationships are not working because women is doing everything but their soul is not in it. Men are doing everything but their soul is not in it. So what happens is that's spiritual disconnection is happening. Spiritual disconnection, and the biggest disconnection is when we are disconnected from our own soul, and when our soul is under control of somebody else. So spiritual attacks, right? So in Indian mythology, when I was growing up, I read all these things, right? I read all these things in Indian mythologies. Uh, there are consciousness, there is a soul. I also call it consciousness. So there are good consciousness, like Jesus, Krishna, Buddha, Mahatma Gandhi, and then there are bad consciousness, like really wounded and unhealthy souls, and unhealthy, not energies but unhealthy souls that are very dark, and they have the abilities like causing stuff, like so in what I know, like four archetypes of those souls, and I know them by experience, right? So I watched this shit growing up, and then I read them in the books, and then my friends told me about these four archetypes, and then I started to experience the behaviors and symptoms that I've read in the books and through the social communications with people. I started to actually experience these things. So there are four in India, in Hindu mythology. There are four mentioned. Four. Number one is Asura, and then you have Daitya, and then you have Danava, and then you have Rakshasa. Asura, Daitya, Danva, and Rakshasa. Right. So four of these guys. They have different. They're archetypes, right? Like how you have angels, then these have demons or archetypes. So first one is Asura, second one is Daitya, third one is Danava, and fourth one is Rakshasa, right? So Danava is cool, like, and I love Danava kind of thing. This is spiritual, so it's nothing practical here, right? And I'm also navigating my ways through these. Sleepy. So Asura, I'll talk about out of these four. There, Danava is the coolest one. It's basically physical strength. A big guy, like you might see these guys just walking around, right? Really, really big, but they've nothing. They just got big body, and that's it. And their big bodies can be used for good reasons, building good buildings, carrying heavy loads. Just big guys, and it's nice. Rakshasa and Daitya. Daitya is like someone who is very comfortable with, like, just emotionless, really, right? Like a butcher, right? So to be a butcher, you have to be emotionless. You have to just slaughter everybody. So that there is similar. Like, say you are in prison, you have like these these guys that deal with the prison, and sometimes they have to be emotionless to beat people up and to sometimes torture them, right? So they're used for that kind of job. Datya, Daitya, Datya. Asura is the worst one for me because Asura is the big one, right? In spiritual realm, in spiritual warfare, Asura wants control, right? And it's got any capability like shape shifting. It can make you feel the way it wants you to feel. So if it wants you to feel, if it wants to get something from you, like Asura, uh, it knows that your heart is like so soft and you're a very kind person. It will act like a very poor victim and get his job done through you, right? He say, oh, I'm sorry, please give it to me, blah blah blah. And then people with weak heart or a soft heart will be able to get in this trap of like, oh my god, I gotta help him. And that's how these asuras manipulate most women. They take the energy of women by feeling sorry, by making them feel sorry, guilty, and then they just get the work done from women because women are the energies. Women are the energies. It's not men. Men are consciousness. Women are the energies, the movement, how much women can move, and how much energy women have, men do not have. They everywhere they say like women can have these many orgasms, men cannot, can only ejaculate once and shit like that, right? And that's true. Women are just basically energy balls. So they use women to their advantage. Asura mostly they will use women to their advantage by having practical control, right? Becoming a business owner, becoming a CEO with authority. So they have the authority. Maybe a military general like Adolf Hitler, Benjamin Netanyahu. All these guys basically authority. Asura is all about authority. So it has the authority as if it rules the world, and what it does, it projects to everybody. It projects that good guy is weak, he can't do, right? So he will tell women, other men, or everybody that if weak guy like Jesus Christ, he wants to just go up, he can't lead because he doesn't have power, he can't control, right? But this is it, he's not really controlling masses to do good, but he's controlling other people to just push this good guy down, push good energy out. But this good energy is also needed. Hello, hello, Cheyenne, Jackus. Hello, thank you for being here. So hi. So bad guys, the controlling guys, patriarchy, misogyny, all these guys, like it's like a group of people. It's not just one person. It's a collective consciousness, right? Stays on the top, right? Collective consciousness, and it's like an umbrella of a cloud of collective consciousness, and it has rain inside it, right? And what is that rain? That rain is misogyny, patriarchy. We're talking about asura, right? Misogyny, patriarchy, all the things that want to oppress energy on the planet, good energy on the planet, especially women. Feminine energy. Feminine energy is Shakti. Shakti means power. Power, electricity. Without electricity, imagine what we can do or we cannot do without electricity. Electric power. Power is women, right? So what Sura consciousness do, collective do, it's like a cloud, in the spiritual realms. You can't see it. So it's like a cloud and it just does everything. Maybe it's plan and make misogyny, patriarchy. Hitler will start a bad movement to kill people, start wars on planet, make people of Palestine and Israel fight with each other. Just disconnect. Like, don't let people connect and co-create good life on planet. That's a surah for you. And this guy is like really dangerous guy, man. It's like this guy, Doesn't matter Asura guy if he's born in India or America or New Fiji, Papua New Guinea, or maybe Maldives. No matter where it's born, this person, if it cannot control you, it will just destroy you. You know, it will just destroy you. It will destroy its own people. It can even destroy its own family. To be honest, this Asura guy. Sorry, guys. Long lecture. I've never asked your future self. Add a question. No. Add a Q&A sticker. Ask your future self. No, I don't want to try it. So, anyways, so that's Asura. Like this is the epitome. This is the vertex of collective consciousness. Uh, Reply to your comment. Okay, Suryanshi, I'll look at that later. So this is the epitome of collective consciousness, like a dark cloud somewhere in the world, forms like raindrops, which is like people, raindrops like people, and those raindrops collectively they're causing issues like misogyny, patriarchy. But the all the motivation of these dark collectives is to oppress women, feminine energy. And that feminine energy not just limited to women, it's inside me too, right? So if I have that feminine energy, that shakti, that power to create, to sustain body, mind, soul, resources, natural power, very unique power, it will just monitor it for a long time, and then when this power gets weak, boom, destroy, kill it, right? Like that. Kill, kill the Kokopunga, as my friend puts it, right? So that's how the power dynamics, so power oppression, right? So human are resources, body, mind, soul. They know it, and they know what are the light resources and what are the dark resources. Dark resources, there are no dark resources. We're just human, which are vulnerable. We are human, we are vulnerable, and we can be manipulated into going into a bad thing, or we can be, inspired into doing good stuff, right? So uh, what Asura or dark collective consciousness, like, I'm not going to say Donald Trump is one of them, like, but Benjamin Netanyahu, if you look at their face now, they might be happy. Adolf Hitler, um, I don't know about Saddam Hussein, but I know one guy in practical. His name is Ed Baxter. Runs a company called GenuineAttraction.com, and I have worked with him. Nobody understands him, right? Nobody understands because he's a control freak, especially when it comes to business. So what control freak? Father issues, no good father, right? So when, yeah, no good father. Why no good father? Because father must have gone through some bad shit, right? So when someone goes through a bad stuff and it converts him into a person who just does not trust goodness and just always want to destroy, that's the origin of a collective consciousness. And for example, somebody hurt me, betrayed me, right? And then there is somebody else who is already gone through that. Instead of telling me to heal, recover, and forgive the women who cheated on me, who betrayed me, this guy will gaslight me to become stronger, be competitive, make her feel sorry about her actions and her decision, which is really manipulation, right? So that's what happens. Like this guy, he would just reach out. I don't know, he would be able to have the data, which most likely be provided to him by dark agencies like CIA, intelligence agencies, because everything is business here. Even FBI, intelligence, everybody is a business. So what he does is like he just reaches out to these people that have gone through a betrayal, and then he gaslights them, right? He pumps them with ego. Leave her alone, kill her, like kill her with your action. Be a better person, make a lot of money, show her how worthless she is, uh, because she cheated on you. So now you punish her with your actions. And then what he does, he makes these guys go to court, spend a lot of money fighting cases which are not needed. What these guys, after cheating and betrayal, guys just need to accept it, bro. Like forgive, and just look towards your life, what you're gonna do with your life, instead of like going to court, having restraining orders, fighting for the custody of kids, blah blah blah. Um, so this is what this guy was doing, and I am not like blaming him. Maybe he does not know better, but this is it. Like taking advantage of the vulnerability, vulnerable moments when somebody's going through some vulnerable moment, and you take advantage of them, you gaslight them, and make them really, really a dark and evil person who just goes on to do only bad shit, start wars within the countries, within the community, do everything to disconnect people, all that stuff, guys. What's the point? So so it's asura consciousness. Basically, asura is the consciousness that has even powers, like it can engage into practices, like for example, in order to control someone, it might become a master of something, like it might asura might become like an energy master, uh, to be able to help people with energy, right? But it will not access the energy field for good things. Like for example, if I'm facing stress, it will not heal and do energy work like Reiki, right? Like Reiki work or another healing work on me. It will access my energy field to put in more shit into my energy field, into my aura, to dilute my aura. And when I go out in the world with a diluted aura, I will I will give that to people, and people will push me away. So I will not be welcomed in a given situation, right? So when I'm not welcomed in a situation, then it means basically I'm getting disconnected from the world. I'm getting isolated, right? But you see, it's not me. My aura is not me. It's just weak aura, and there is no protection. But this guy, he accesses this aura and he dilutes this aura. So these people have abilities, like really, really sharp mind, very sharp mind, and they can go into the lengths and breadths of any given thing, and then just learn whatever they need to learn to harm people, people of power, people of light workers. And I'm one of those, right? Light workers, not light workers, but clarity worker. I'm AJ, clarity worker. So this one, like it's like I'm just breaking. I'm also like kind of connecting many dots, because this is just happening with me as I go, and I'm winning. Like these guys cannot break me down. Nobody can break me down until I decide when I will be broken down. So this is the guy, right, for you, and this is abundance. So basically, if this guy doesn't do anything, we will only do good things. We will only wake up happy. We will only wake up harmonious, and we will only have a great relationship with our world, right, which is a job in relationship with our personal life, which is personal discipline, personal habits. We'll only move towards the right things, because there is no distraction, there is no disruption, there is no restrictions in our body, in our mind, in our soul by anybody. So tell me, how would you not feel great? How will you not have mojo and productivity while doing this, doing your life, right? So that's Asura. We covered Asura. We covered Datya and Danava, and the last one. This is intense, guys. After this, everything is gonna be light. Of course, I'm gonna be doing a lot of work around money. So bringing a lot of clarity around money, how money is not really a real thing. It's just a controlling mechanism. So I'm gonna bring that, and I'm gonna break it so down, like who blocks the money. You know, Manifestation doesn't work. Nothing works because it's all controlled, guys. Money is controlled. Our spirits, our souls are being controlled. They say, "Oh, liberating my soul is liberating." Like Sia sings that song, like the birds set free. It's not birds set free. It's the souls. Today, our human souls are actually caged. In jobs, in family dynamics. And why do we live like in constant fear of losing? Because we are conditioned. But we don't know that we are souls, we are formless beings, and we're going to lose everything. It's just an experience. And if the experience, somebody is not experiencing human life, and we have leaders that are running this world where humans are not experiencing positive life, what's the point of having these leaders? Why do we give them the power? Why do you vote for that prime minister who you know is not doing good? Just for money? Oh my god. Oh my god. Why do you why do you support a team which is like really really not good, like, you know? So why would you like even buy and listen to people like Alex Harmozy, uh, Garrett Baxter, Ed Baxter, Garrett White, who else is there? Ty Lopez, Sam Ovens, all these guys, right? They just know only one thing: to control people, to hunt, and take the money. That's all. If you see, have they done any good things in the world? Is there any good man really appreciates them? Because good men know it. They are just all thieves. They steal by manipulative agendas, like sharp brain. They have a sharp brain, and they steal the energy. And my energy has been stolen for 41 years, right, so far, and now I'm coming back, and I'm gonna break it all down. How these guys steal the energy. This is just spiritual. This is 5D abundance, spiritual. So spiritual warfare is about accessing the souls of others, understanding the souls of others, understanding the very being of others, and then creating disconnection, making sure that being, the limitless being, angelic being, powerful being, do not get to the top, right? So they don't rule the world. They can be actors, they can be stars, but they cannot be the owners, right? So cricketers, they are kept very busy throughout their life. Cricket, they don't build a business and sustainable income, so they don't have to rely on one profession entirely, right? Uh, Ritik Roshan, he's like a star in India, right? They only hook them to one thing, star, and this is who you are. You can't do more things. So they won't let you run a business. On the name of security, they're basically really controlling, you know. So the star will be mostly captured by sometimes security. So because in India, Indira Gandhi, she was like a lady, right? Prime Minister. She was killed by own guard, you know. Why? Why the own guard will kill the person who will pay? Because she was a very evil person, like a dark person, controlling person. If you looked at her face, she didn't really look like a woman. She looked like a man. She was a woman who did not get her sex, whatever she did not get, and she turned into a man, and she vented all the anger on a community which was a community of power, the Sikh community in India, community of power, and the Sikh community till date they live as a reaction to that lady who did bad, right? So how they do it is they do one bad thing and they will let your generation live in hate and live in reaction, live in resentment, right? So totally fuck up the experience of coming generation over a period of time with one act, right? So in India, there is a place called Amritsar, and there was a Jallianwala Bagh, and there was an incident where this General Dyer guy, he locked everybody in, and there was only one door to get out, and he locked all these women in, men in, because there was some sort of protest going on, and they just shot them, and they couldn't go anywhere. So there was a oil well. They had an army lined up. They had an oil well, and many people jumped inside the oil well, and they died inside, and rest of them were killed, shot down. So imagine, and now till that this date, people have hate in the heart for the whites, right? But these white people, they were not entirely bad. I live with white people. I live with white people in New Zealand, and I have so many friends from England, good people. But what India got in Jallianwala Bagh incident, they got the worst out of it. So what did they get? They got these bad consciousnesses, like, um, dark consciousness, like collectives, asuras, daityas, danvas, and rakshasas. So we covered asuras. The purpose is same, right? Danava is an exemption for me, because it's just who will just do the heavy work. Daitya is emotionless guy. He will just feel emotion. So ladies will shout at him. People will criticize him. He will not. He will be like our Prime Minister Chris Luxon. No, no, no. Christopher Luxon. No, no, no. Like that. Which is not wrong. I'm not saying that these guys are wrong, right? It's just did not have the right education. and then people support them. That's the biggest problem, is that people are supporting them. We have to be careful in supporting. Who do we listen to? Who do we support? We have to be careful with that stuff, and that's the human responsibility we have these days. What we have human responsibility to choose the leaders carefully, and those leaders, nobody's perfect, and we have to hold them accountable and communicate with them, you know, so that we are also educating, because there's no bigger educator or teacher than our own audience. So my my clients are my biggest teachers, right? You are my biggest teacher. So all those people that have hurt me, they're my biggest teacher. Those who have not hurt me are my biggest teacher, right? So along these lines, I wanted to talk about today. This is just a live, so most likely whoever has got the benefit, that's good. Whoever hasn't got the benefit, I'll see them in the next one. I am already working on a course, right? It's all set and ready. I just have to upload it, right? It's around 5D spiritual abundance, right? In the spiritual abundance, it's just dark consciousness, which is does not have good agenda and good motives to help everybody. They just want to control, power control, power control, power control. And a human, one human like me or few human cannot just decipher the code. It's a long journey. So look at it like a long-term thing, long-term learning process of spiritual warfare, and learn how to differentiate between good men and bad men by not trusting them very quickly, by not trusting them who will give you money and blah. Because I was trapped by this guy with money, because he understood that I need money, and he paid me good, and he got the worst out of me. He stole my energy for years in a row without respecting me, which is what I needed, like really. And he paid other people more than me when I was adding more value. So all that stuff, like, there was like racism, there was like discrimination kind of stuff. It all comes from that umbrella of collective dark consciousness that is here to oppress people and take from people by forcing them, manipulating them, coercing them, all that stuff. 37 minutes, guys. It's a big victory for me. I feel so good because I've never spoken for 37 minutes. That means this means I'm gonna be a qualified very good lecturer when I speak. And I'm already practicing, like, I go to library, I go everywhere now, and I just speak in front of everybody, and people are looking at me like, and and some of the audience might be doing, So, but that's okay, cool. I don't love the haters. I'm neutral, but I love the lovers. And I will see you in the next one. We are over and out for now. 2 people liked it. Wow, that's nice. Alright, guys, see you later. Have a good night. I'll see you in the next one.